Our planet is in peril. The signs are everywhere, from the polluted air we breathe to the contaminated water we drink. We are producing more waste than ever before. Landfills are overflowing, and garbage trucks are working overtime to manage the mountains of trash we generate daily. Plastic waste, in particular, is choking our oceans, harming wildlife, and polluting our land. Beaches that were once pristine are now littered with plastic debris, and marine animals are suffering. From vast plastic islands in the ocean to microplastics in our food chain, the consequences are dire. These tiny particles have infiltrated every corner of our environment, even making their way into the food we eat and the water we drink. We must act now to protect our environment. Communities around the world are coming together to protest, clean up, and raise awareness about the urgent need for change. Recycling is a crucial step towards a sustainable future. By properly sorting and processing our waste, we can reduce the amount of plastic that ends up in landfills and oceans. The sight of a majestic sea turtle trapped in plastic is heartbreaking. These gentle creatures, along with countless others, are falling victim to our plastic addiction. These creatures, along with countless others, are falling victim to our plastic addiction. Seabirds mistake plastic for food, fish swim in polluted waters, and wildlife struggles to survive in a world dominated by plastic waste. Plastic pollution is not just an eyesore, it's a threat to the delicate balance of our ecosystems. Coral reefs, rivers, and entire ecosystems are being impacted by the relentless tide of plastic waste. We have a responsibility to turn the tide on this crisis. By participating in beach cleanups, supporting community recycling initiatives, and spreading environmental awareness, we can make a difference. Recycling is not just a trend, it's a necessity. It's about taking responsibility for the waste we generate and finding ways to minimize its impact on the environment. It's about taking responsibility for the waste we generate and finding ways to minimize its impact. Simple actions like recycling at home, participating in community events, and adopting waste-reducing practices can collectively make a significant difference. By embracing recycling, we can reduce pollution, conserve resources, and protect our planet for generations to come. Green energy initiatives, sustainable farming practices, and the use of eco-friendly products are all part of the solution. We must act now for the sake of our planet and all its inhabitants. Together, we can create a cleaner, healthier world for future generations to enjoy. Recycling is essential for several reasons. First, it reduces pollution. Instead of ending up in landfills or incinerators, recyclable materials are transformed into new products. This reduces harmful emissions and keeps our air and water cleaner. Second, recycling conserves natural resources. Extracting raw materials like timber, oil, and minerals is resource-intensive and often damaging to the environment. Recycling helps reduce the need for these processes, preserving our forests, conserving water, and protecting ecosystems. Third, recycling plays a significant role in combating climate change. The production of new materials from virgin resources consumes vast amounts of energy, much of which comes from burning fossil fuels. Recycling significantly reduces the energy needed to manufacture products, lowering greenhouse gas emissions and mitigating climate change. It's a simple yet impactful way to reduce our carbon footprint. Many materials can be recycled, each contributing to a more sustainable future. By recycling, we can significantly reduce the amount of waste that ends up in landfills and oceans, helping to protect our environment for future generations. Understanding what can be recycled is the first step towards effective recycling. It's important to educate ourselves and our communities about the different types of materials that can be given a new life through recycling. Plastics, often demonized for their environmental impact, are highly recyclable. Despite their bad reputation, when managed correctly, plastics can be transformed into new products, reducing the need for virgin materials. From plastic bottles and containers to packaging materials, most plastics can have a second life if recycled properly. This includes items like milk jugs, detergent bottles, and even some types of plastic bags. Paper, a staple in our daily lives, is another readily recyclable material. Recycling paper helps conserve natural resources and reduces greenhouse gas emissions. Newspapers, magazines, cardboard boxes, and office paper can all be recycled to create new paper products, saving trees and reducing deforestation. By recycling 1 ton of paper, we can save approximately 17 trees and 7,000 gallons of water. Metals, including aluminum cans, steel food containers, and tin foil, are highly recyclable and can be endlessly reprocessed without losing their inherent properties. This makes metals one of the most valuable materials to recycle. Recycling metals not only saves energy but also reduces the need for mining, a process with significant environmental consequences. For instance, recycling aluminum saves 95% of the energy required to make the same amount of aluminum from raw materials. Glass, made from readily available materials like sand, soda ash, and limestone, is 100% recyclable and can be recycled endlessly without any loss in quality. This means that every glass bottle or jar you recycle can be turned into a new one, over and over again, without any degradation in material. Recycling offers numerous environmental benefits. It's a powerful tool for protecting biodiversity. By reducing pollution and habitat destruction associated with extracting raw materials, recycling helps preserve ecosystems and the species that depend on them. Landfills, often overflowing with waste, are a stark reminder of our throwaway culture. Recycling significantly reduces the amount of waste ending up in landfills, extending their lifespan and minimizing the environmental impact associated with landfilling. Recycling promotes a circular economy where materials are reused and repurposed, extending their life cycle and minimizing waste. This approach reduces the demand for new resources, minimizes pollution, and promotes a more sustainable approach to production and consumption. Section 5. Your Guide to Effective Recycling. Recycling is a simple yet impactful way to contribute to a healthier planet. By following a few key steps, you can make a significant difference. Effective recycling starts with understanding your local recycling guidelines. These guidelines provide essential information on what materials are accepted and how they should be prepared for recycling. While the fundamental principles of recycling remain consistent, specific rules and regulations vary depending on your location. Some areas may accept certain types of plastics, while others may not. Knowing these details helps ensure that your efforts are not in vain. Contact your local recycling facility or municipality to obtain detailed information on what can and cannot be recycled in your area. They can provide you with a comprehensive list and answer any questions you might have. Sorting your waste is crucial for efficient recycling. By separating items like paper, plastics, metals, and glass, you help streamline the recycling process and increase the likelihood that these materials will be properly processed. Separate recyclable materials from non-recyclable waste to prevent contamination and ensure that recyclables are properly processed. Contaminated recyclables can ruin entire batches, making them unusable. Clearly marked recycling bins for different materials like plastics, paper, metals, and glass are essential for easy sorting. Labeling bins helps everyone in your household or workplace know exactly where to place their recyclables. Before tossing an item into the recycling bin, consider whether it can be reused or repurposed. Many items can have a second life with a little creativity. Give glass jars a new life as food storage containers. They are perfect for storing dry goods, leftovers, or even homemade sauces and jams. Transform old t-shirts into reusable shopping bags. This not only reduces waste but also provides you with sturdy, eco-friendly bags for your shopping needs. Or get creative with DIY projects using discarded materials. From home decor to practical items, the possibilities are endless. Reusing items extends their lifespan and further reduces waste. Every item you repurpose is one less item that ends up in a landfill. Make recycling a part of your daily routine. Consistency is key to making a lasting impact. Keep separate bins for different recyclable materials in your home, office, or any other space you frequent. This makes it easy to sort and dispose of recyclables properly, ensuring that they are processed efficiently and effectively. Section 6. Small steps, big impact. Never underestimate the power of individual actions. Although it may seem insignificant, your decision to recycle makes a difference. When millions of individuals embrace recycling as a way of life, the collective impact is substantial. Imagine a world where every plastic bottle is recycled, every aluminum can find its way to the recycling bin, and every newspaper gets a second life. We can make this vision a reality, but it requires a collective effort. Your commitment to recycling inspires others to follow suit. By setting a positive example for your family, friends, and community, you contribute to a cultural shift towards greater environmental responsibility. Section 7. Recycling, a collective responsibility. Recycling is not just a task, it's a shared responsibility. We all have a role to play in protecting our planet. By choosing to recycle, you become part of a global movement committed to a more sustainable future. Start recycling today and be the change you want to see in the world. Spread the word about the importance of recycling. Share your knowledge, encourage others to join the movement, and let's work together to create a healthier and more sustainable planet for generations to come. Section 8. Frequently asked questions about recycling. Q. What happens to my recyclables after they leave my curb? A. Your recyclables embark on a journey to a materials recovery facility, where they are sorted, cleaned, and processed into raw materials for new products. Q. Can I recycle items with food residue? A. While it's best to rinse containers before recycling, small amounts of food residue are generally acceptable. Q. Why is it important to break down cardboard boxes before recycling? A. Breaking down boxes saves space in recycling bins and trucks, optimizing collection and transportation efficiency. Q. Can I recycle plastic bags? A. Plastic bags can often be recycled at designated drop-off locations, such as grocery stores or recycling centers, but are typically not accepted in curbside recycling bins. Remember, every piece of plastic, paper, metal, or glass that we recycle is a step towards a healthier planet. Let's all do our part.